For our first story, we have my husband male 31 is divorcing me female 28 4 weeks before our baby is link husband decided a couple days ago that he wants a divorce. I am 36 weeks pregnant. We had everything all lined up to bring the baby home. We have had a rocky relationship with alcoholism that ended up with him in the hospital. We have been sober since January 2024, but the relationship still had problems. He tends to be pretty harsh with me and belittles me and calls me names and thing. I got pregnant unexpectedly in June and, though I didn't really feel ready, he had and I both wanted kids, so I kept the pregnancy. Since I've been pregnant, he's punched a hole in the wall, taken the car keys from me, called me all kinds of names like calling me lazy for being sick while pregnant. We have tried couples counseling and I am in therapy on my own. I started standing up for myself more and he said that I'm calling him a piece of shit for the things in the past and it's affecting his mental health. I've never said those words. All I've said is that I don't like his behavior and it's hurt links why he wants a divorce because I can't move past the things he's done even though they keep happening. I also quit my job when we got married because he said that it didn't pay me enough to be a full-time job. I gave my car to my brother because we didn't need more than one because he worked from home. I only have about $200 to my name and no assets. Luckily, the house we live in is my parents' so I can stay here, but I can't afford a lawyer or even to pay any bills. He's going to take most of the furniture in the house and the baby things we bought. I'm so scared and I don't know what to do. Part of me feels like this was his plan all along because he's always wanted a child. He says that if I'm cordial, he will do 50-50 custody, but if I'm not, he will go for full. He's already weaponized my mental health because in my first trimester he told me I had to go on antidepressants or he would tell my OB I'm mentally unstable. He won't talk to me and locks himself in his office. Every time I try to talk to him he says I'm violating his boundaries and that I'm insane. I don't want him at the birth of our child anymore. I also would like to put my last name on our child's birth certificate if possible since I never changed mine. What do I do now? I can't afford a lawyer. How does 50-50 custody of a newborn even work? I want to breastfeed and now I'll have to quickly find a job after being unemployed for 2 years while he is on company leave for 6 weeks. I haven't told my family yet because I don't know how they're going to react. I don't have any friends to confide in either, so I'm feeling really alone. That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "Greater than I haven't told my family yet because I don't know how they're going to react. Either they'll react negatively, and your situation will be unchanged. Or they'll react compassionately, and provide you the support you need during this critical time in your life. Isn't it worth talking to them?" Our second commenter says, "The good news, he's not going to divorce you. The bad news, he's not going to divorce you. OP. Everything you have described is straight out of the abuser's playbook. He has isolated you from your family and friends, removed you from a source of income, and baby-trapped you. He's stolen your keys, intimidated you, verbally, emotionally abused you. He's also done everything but actually hit you. But that's coming. You know that, right? Call your family and tell them you're being abused and you need help to get him out of your house. Then start calling around and see if you can find a pro bono lawyer or one who will work on spec. Also, Google domestic violence resources in your city and reach out to them today. Don't let him know you're doing any of this." Our third commenter says, "Talk to family immediately and look at this website link. Get in contact with them and make a plan to get you out of there. Talk to a lawyer anyway and figure out what your options are." For our second story, we have, my 25 female best friend confessed to my 26 male boyfriend of 3 years, and now he's confused. I am Link thought my best friend and I were tight, but last week she sat my boyfriend down and said she's been in love with him for years. He told me immediately, which I appreciated, but then he dropped a bombshell. He says he needs space to think about his feelings. What feelings? We've been together for 3 years, and I thought we were solid. My friend and I have known each other since high school, and I never saw this coming. Now she's texting me saying she's sorry but had to be honest about her feelings. I don't know what to do. Do I confront her? Give him the space he's asking for? Or do I just walk away from both of them? I feel so blindsided. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "You walk away from them both." Our second commenter says, no best friend would go behind your back like this. The fact that your boyfriend has to think about his feelings goes to show that even if he stays with you, you are going to end up doubting your relationship most likely and have nagging feelings of cheating. Drop them both and save yourself from having future heartbreak. Our third commenter says, leave them both gracefully and keep your dignity. Staying in something like this eats at your self-esteem even if you think you'll get over it. I'm also 100% certain that one of not both will regret their decision. Not saying that you should forgive either of them in that case though. For our last story, we have update, my 31 male, GF, 30 female, said she had the best sex ever with another man in front of me. How do I proceed? Original post. Oof, this one was tough to hear. I am not sure whether I should continue to address this or just move on and push forward in the relationship. I have been with my partner for about 7 months, still relatively new. I am happy in the relationship and she is too. We have pretty good, open and honest communication. So, I was at a party with my girlfriend this weekend. We were all relatively drunk, and her friends brought up her taking a guy back to their Airbnb and I guess having some pretty vocal sex. She was drunk and just went, it was the best sex ever. While, unfortunately, I was standing right there. We were drunk and cabbing back to her place and I think I got pretty rattled and asked her what was it. She did explain to me, in detail what it was. I do appreciate the openness and we have had a good relationship with pretty open and honest communication thus far. Now look, I know in a relationship people have pasts, and sex is a journey. We have good sex, and she reassured me that she loves sex with me. But man, this sucked to hear. I'm honestly not super angry about it, but I am definitely ruminating on it. I could choose to never bring it up again. I could choose to work on improving our sex life and getting to an amazing spot and being thankful for her honesty. But I could also choose to end it, although that seems aggressive for a one-off comment. I feel kind of lost and am wondering if I should just move on from this or continue to bring it up. Edit, update. Gonna keep this thread open and post an update in 30 days. Talking to my therapist in 18 days. Honestly, the approach I am planning to take is to focus on myself for the near future. I am not going to end things because of one drunken comment. If I see patterns or signs of continued disrespect, though, I will make a choice and leave. So far, I've seen honesty and trustworthiness in the relationship, even with things she felt uncomfortable sharing. I do love her. This absolutely hurt my ego, and she did not think before she spoke, but I think a lot of the woman's perspectives in here were helpful. She probably just blurted it out cause the girls were ribbing her. And some of the male perspectives were good too. Get over yourself and get better. That will be the approach I take vs just giving up. Personal update. I did chat with her about it after I made the post. She felt pretty bad and apologized. We ended up having a really good and open chat afterwards about it, how it made me feel. She also asked what the best sex I had was and I told her laugh out loud, and she confirmed it did not feel great to hear. 3 months later I am still with her. Have not seen a single other red flag pop up. Our sex life has gotten better. I really just decided to focus on myself and not on any insecurities for a bit, and wouldn't you know it, my relationship improved. After I posted this I was feeling a ton of anxiety and decided to just stop going on Reddit for a bit. Can't express how helpful this was for me. I regret posting this on Reddit because I honestly didn't care a whole lot about it, but reading the comments warped my mind on it a bit. No offense, but there are a lot of unhappy and angry people on Reddit and they are not the best people to be taking life and relationship advice from. I have a great GF and we have good communication. She said something dumb at a party. It wasn't a great thing to say in front of a partner and we all recognize that. She apologized. I have since forgiven her and it's a blip for me in a great relationship. Also, there seems to be some obsession with it being about the guy's dick. Not sure if you guys know this, but a huge dick actually doesn't equate to the best sex ever. I'm sure it can at times, but this best sex ever was more so a novel and exciting situation while on holiday. Which is very similar to my best sex ever. I am glad I didn't break up with her. That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, greater than after I posted this I was feeling a ton of anxiety and decided to just stop going on Reddit for a bit. I stopped reading and posting on Reddit entirely for about a year, and was super happy. No, the irony is not lost on me that I'm posting this here. Our second commenter says, best advice I could give about our relationship advice is to mostly not take the advice. Contradictory as that may seem. Have to admit I read it for the train wreck element, but also to understand why so many people have bad relationships and make such poor decisions. Way too black and white, a bit of an echo chamber, and it seems like the average respondent has never actually had a partner more than a month. Our third commenter says, I would never say something like this to my partner, drunk or not. Nor would I ever want to hear it. I wouldn't be able to move past it. But I also have BPD, so that's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.